Being lean year round as a man, being 10 to 14% body fat and maintaining it is not difficult. It's not an achievement and it's not impressive. It is literally the bare minimum you should be holding yourself to. This is the baseline, your standard. And the way you actually make it your standard is by implementing systems and habits to make it achievable. But where so many guys go wrong, 99% of gym goers, matter of fact, 99% of the population, the general public, you've all been psyoped by the fitness community. They make it seem so difficult to get in shape. They make it seem like to be lean, you need to be hungry, you need to be moody, you need to be tired, you need to do these super strict diets that even when you achieve it, you're not gonna be able to maintain it. It's something that is fleeting. You get it and then it gets out of your grasp immediately. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Walk down any major city in the US or the West. How about any town, any village? Every man will be 18 to 20% body fat, but it hasn't always been that way. Humans have been lean for thousands of years. Only in the last 20 to 30 years has it been normalized to have low testosterone and a higher body fat percentage. Look at clips of men from 1960s, 1950s. They're all in fantastic shape. They're sub 10% body fat. So what's happened? Well, one of the biggest things, in my opinion, especially for gym goers, is the limiting belief of how hard it is to get lean. It is perceived as such a difficult task that when you actually go to do it and you've pedestalized it, you've put all these expectations on how you're gonna feel while you're trying to achieve it, that's exactly how it's gonna feel. But it doesn't have to be that way. This limiting belief about achieving low body fat, maintaining it year round, is the reason why you can't actually get there. And I see this all the time in my comment section. I'm gonna read some of the comments from my last video. The video was why lean men have an unfair advantage. And I'm gonna read out who commented it as well, because I know you guys watch these videos. But I really wanna get this point across. JSA 8775 said, this dude is tripping, 15% is lean. Don't recommend channel, tag applied. Goodbye, 3 laughing emojis. Controversial. Coding Flow says, it's true, but for 10 to 12%, your diet has to be on point or you'll be hungry all day. Is that right? Last one here. Heathen from North 14 says, he can eat candy and maintain low body fat because he's still in his 20s. Let's see where he's at in 15 years. See, all of these comments are immediately dismissing their ability to actually achieve this. They're already copping out of the task. They're already saying, no, I can't achieve it. No, it's not possible. No. He can only do it because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, nah, he's lying. What kind of mindset is that if you're trying to achieve anything? So every other person, including myself, who maintains low body fat, all the people you see online, they're all just starving all day, they're all moody and tired, or it's all because they're in their 20s. There's guys in their 60s maintaining low body fat year round. This belief of that it is being so difficult is something you need to completely remove. You need to look at it from a blank slate. You need to look at it from your own perspective. You need to completely destroy everything you've heard. And this goes the same for working out and building muscle. You guys are getting inundated with so much false information that you immediately take other people's experiences of how difficult something was, all these negative beliefs, and you just apply them to yourselves before you even try, before you even give it a shot yourself. One of the main reasons why so many guys don't actually end up achieving it is because they get stuck in this bulking and cutting cycle. And by bulking and cutting, there's nothing wrong with doing phases where you're building muscle and then you go into a diet phase and you lose fat. But the actual application is completely wrong. When they're bulking, they're eating whatever they want. They're going to Chipotle 2 times a day. They're eating things from gas stations. They're not eating healthy whole foods. They're gaining 20 to 30 pounds of excess fat. And what you need to understand is when you gain excess fat, you are literally becoming an estrogen factory. The more adipose tissue you have on your body, the more testosterone converts into estrogen. So you're literally becoming you're literally becoming less of a man when you gain all this fat. And then after you've gained all that fat, you have to lose it. But how long is the diet gonna take now? It's gonna take 4, 6 months. No wonder you're hungry all the time. The problem isn't being low body fat, it's your system, your habits, the way you're actually trying to apply this to yourself. And you have to understand that the benefits are proven for being low body fat year round. The less body fat you have, as I said, you actually stop converting estrogen or testosterone into fat. So your testosterone levels are higher. Your mood is better on a daily basis. Your confidence is better because you look fantastic. You're more vascular, you have better blood flow. You're more attractive. Like, all of these things are no-brainers. Every single one of you guys, no man doesn't want higher testosterone to be more attractive and to have a better mood on a daily basis. So why would you immediately cop out of the way to achieve that, which is being lean year round? Just because someone told you it was difficult. Have you ever even done it? Have you ever even tried? I think that's one of the biggest problems. As I said earlier, if you walk down any city in the West, any town, any big city, any small village, a suburban street, every guy's going to be over 18% body fat. They're going to look soft. They're going to look out of shape. They're not going to look masculine. They're not going to look like they have their life in control. Turn on the TV and look at any politician, anyone even on TV. They're all out of shape. You getting in shape not only will display certain things like discipline, delayed gratification, your values and morals, the standard you hold yourself to, and other people notice that, and they're going to start applying that to you. The way they treat you is going to change, because they're going to look at you and be like, that guy doesn't take shit. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows where he's going. He knows his standard. But most people don't have any standards. They're coasting through life, and they're sitting commenting things like that. No, it's not achievable. No, you can't do it unless you're on steroids, unless you're in your 20s. Oh, no, 15, 18% is fine. These are all people that just aren't even trying. They're not even in the game. They haven't even got the ticket yet. You really have to understand how you're going to view yourself and how others are going to perceive you when you actually get to this body fat and you're able to maintain it. And you do it properly. You don't do it in these crazy crash diets after these crazy bulks. You maintain it year round and you keep it as your standard. But you need to understand, you set yourself apart so much that you literally look like the movie stars people see on TV. That's how big of a difference it makes. You literally look like a celebrity. You look like a famous person. That's how out of the norm it is these days just to be lean. 50 years ago, it wasn't like that. 60 years ago, it was not this case. Every guy was lean. That was just how people operated. Imagine having that competitive advantage against other men, and the majority of them, as I said, 99%, just by having a little bit of self-control. And if you actually do the diet properly, and this is something I've spoken about in other videos, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you actually do the diet properly, and you set yourself up with a proper reverse diet so you can eat at maintenance calories while maintaining low body fat and still having great energy, good confidence, good hormone function, you'll never go back. You'll never bulk again. There's literally no reason for you to go above 14%. There's no extra benefit. You don't put on more muscle at that point. If anything, you convert more test to estrogen, you put on less muscle, you have a worse mood, less libido, and your vitality is down drastically. So why on earth would you not be lean year round? It is the easiest way to not only view yourself better, be perceived better, to tell the world without saying a word about your standards that you hold yourself to and what you're capable of and your trajectory in life. And if you guys want to build this physique, you want to get lean, you want to be able to maintain it year round and actually implement these habits and systems that I keep talking about, book a call with me down below. We'll talk about where you're currently at, what you're struggling with, your situation, and how we can solve that.